Well, after losing 4 straight, the Knicks bounced back in a big way. I'm here with our NBA insider, Begley. Ian, what was different in this game?
Yeah, I think you saw the ball move in a way that it hadn't moved in Detroit. In that Detroit loss, the Knicks had a season-low passes, team passes, and then tonight against the Clippers, the ball was moving around. They found open shooters, and then on the other end of the floor, they were aggressive. They really made life difficult at times for Kawhi Leonard and for James Harden. And you saw Miles McBride defending James Harden. You saw Karl Towns being a little bit more aggressive. So a lot of good signs for a team that was really struggling coming into this game.
Yeah, not an easy player to defend, James Harden. What was the thought process behind Mike Brown starting Deuce McBride?
Yeah, a couple of things. Part of it was Miles McBride's ability to spread the floor. Obviously, you know how well he's shooting from beyond the arc, so teams have to get out there if he has the ball out there. So it did spread the floor with McBride in that starting five. And then he talked about James Harden in particular and McBride's matchup with James Harden. McBride obviously giving up a lot of size there, but Mike Brown felt that McBride did a great job in terms of making Harden uncomfortable on his jump shots, getting underneath him, and he also had 3 or 4 deflections in the game. He actually was named the coveted defensive player of the game by Mike Brown, so the guys really have fun with that in the locker room after the game. So McBride won it. He did it really on both sides of the floor for the Knicks, and I would assume you see him in the starting lineup Friday in Phoenix.
Yeah. You mentioned Karl Anthony Towns. He had a better night. Why do you think he excelled in this game?
Yeah, I think it was about the floor spacing, and it was about the ball moving around, and it allowed him to operate in the spots that he likes to operate. You had him at his natural position at the 5, as opposed to when he starts with Mitchell Robinson, he's a power forward. So you had him at the 5, the floor was spaced, and he was able to be aggressive, particularly in that second half. I thought he did really well in terms of moving the ball. Knicks were plus 18 with him on the floor. You know, he finished with a career-high 7 assists, Michelle, and then after the game, he gave his game jersey to Jose Reyes.
Yes, he did. I heard that. Well, the Knicks head to Phoenix on Friday to kick off a 4-game road trip. For Ian Begley, I'm Michelle Margaux.
We are now joined by John Jastrzemski. All right, JJ, how big was the sigh of relief coming out of the world's most famous arena around 9:45 on Wednesday night?
I'd say rather significant for a January basketball game, Eamon. Look, Knicks had lost 4 games in a row. They got absolutely bamboozled by Detroit. And let's be real, the start of the game left a whole lot to be desired. The Knicks did not exactly come out swinging, but they had a solid close to the second quarter. They absolutely blew the doors off the Los Angeles Clippers in the second half. Monstrous third quarter, even better in the fourth quarter. And to me, the theme of the game was balance, because you had that amongst your starting lineup, and defense, which has been problematic for the Knicks in this 4-game losing skid. That second half, Kawhi Leonard, who looked like he was about to drop 40-plus points at the Garden, really quieted, really cooled off. Great sign for the Knicks. I know the Clippers are not any good. They're one of the most underachieving teams in the NBA. But if you go and lose 5 in a row, that panic only was going to increase.
They were playing well, though, coming into this game, and they were on a roll. And as you mentioned, the defense, but on the offensive side of the ball, Karl Anthony Towns, coming off arguably his worst game as a Knick on Monday against Detroit, goes for 20 and 11. How important was it to see him bounce back?
Great to see. And a couple of notes as far as what I saw from Karl Anthony Towns. One, it felt obvious that the Knicks, and I got to give Jalen Brunson credit for this, really made it a point of emphasis to get him involved in the game plan. They wanted to make sure this was not going to be one of those games where Karl Anthony Towns was lost at sea. We're going to keep giving him touches. We're going to keep focusing the offense and letting him be, at times, the straw that stirs the drink. Amazing to see. I also love the way that Karl Anthony Towns passed the basketball. You know, he likes everybody talking up not just his shooting touch, not just his ability to go and get buckets. He likes the fact that he's a better passer than people give him credit for. On a night like we saw against the Los Angeles Clippers, he can go a little bit.
Yeah, you mentioned Brunson getting the ball. Tyler Kolek as well. They have a good chemistry going on in this one. A little wrinkle after the loss on Monday from the head coach, Deuce McBride in the starting lineup. Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. JJ, how did that pay off for Mike Brown?
Well, not great to start, because the Knicks had a rotten first quarter. I don't want to blame it all on Deuce McBride, who was able to go and help out in a big way in the second quarter, knocking down the outside shot. But this was about the Mitchell Robinson effect and what he provides coming off the bench. Second and third opportunities, those lob plays that he is able to execute to perfection, the defense that he provides. But it's pretty wild to think about the fact that Deuce McBride, basically the leader or right there as far as three-point percentage in the NBA. Didn't have that on my bingo card at the beginning of the year. So the bottom line is, no matter how the Knicks try to slice and dice, is it going to be Deuce? Is it going to be Mitch? Is it going to be Mitch? Is it going to be Deuce? In the absence of Josh Hart, both of these guys play such a big role in what they're going to do. You know Mike Brown's going to rely on them.